Well, here we are. Trudeau is trying to establish a legacy, and I don't know what kind of legacy it is, because to me, it's a bad one. To me, the only thing that he has a legacy of now, you have pot legalization and you have turning your city into a police state for a week and a half and high gas prices. It's not exactly the legacy that I'm thinking Daddy would be proud of. And I don't think it's one that Trudeau is exactly happy to go out on. He painted himself as a tyrant. He made his country into borderline dictatorship just because he didn't like what some people were saying about him or what some people were saying about anything. You don't get to say people have unacceptable views as a world leader, as a leader of a democracy. Sorry. I mean, there's China, and there's lots of unacceptable views in China, apparently. Especially if you're, doing nothing but being a Uyghur. Lots of unacceptable views in China. But it shouldn't be here. But when we have a leader who would love this country to emulate China's dictatorship, as he has said before, it doesn't surprise me. But what you have is a guy who is trying to create a legacy on sand, and he's trying to have it hold up. He's trying to make a legacy with sand, and he's trying to have it hold up like a pristine sandcastle. And it doesn't work like that. So he had to take $650 million, pay off the media, and made sure that at least if you were standing, on the other side of the beach, the sandcastle looked fucking immaculate. But this is the legacy that he's painted. He's painted a false one. One's built on empty platitudes and virtue signaling that have nothing, that have had no real world impact other than maintaining a pretty boy status of, look, he's the male model prime minister. He's a good guy. Look at him. No, everybody knows he's a fucking idiot. And that's the legacy he's established to the rest of the world. We're a laughingstock. But he's got his media in his back pocket that he has had talk so much niceness about him. And that's the legacy. It's going to be a fake one. It's going to be all the fake news articles, all the properly framed news segments. It's going to be the liberal teachers who are influencing our next generation to be a bunch of... that's another video. All I can say is I'm very, 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 very scared for this next generation coming up. And if you're looking for a career, psychology. Yeah. Psychologists are going to be a big thing in the next 10, 15 years, even the next 2 with all this pandemic shit going on. It's a good career to get into. See, Trudeau likes to think that he has a legacy that's going to be remembered as one of the best, but as with any prime minister, he's run out his welcome. 7 years and 3 elections? Yes, we have a prime minister who can call an election himself just because he feels like it. But if there had been somebody even mildly competent running in the next one or in the last one, that wouldn't have been it. That would have been it for him. But all we had was an old tool, a Muslim, which Western society and the country and the world in general is not ready for a Muslim leader of a Western country. That's just my opinion. The world relations would be weird. And you had, the Green Party. I don't even know. I think it was a black chick. I can't remember. It was very, very little impact. And you had Bernier, who was the default vote for anybody who didn't like the old tool. There was nobody of substance running. Now, you're going to have a conservative leadership race of substance. You are going to have Trudeau writhing to try and maintain power some more. But he's not going to, because this next election that comes up, he's done. Unless he can salvage whatever, he's run his course. Nobody wants him in office anymore. His approval rating is tanking like Biden's. It's over for him. So the legacy he's created is pot legalization and failing to adhere to the Constitution as a prime minister. Oh, and calling the Emergencies Act. How could I forget? That's right. Being the only guy to invoke the Emergencies Act since its inception into our Constitution by Pierre Trudeau. And he called it because of some bouncy castles. Because he lost control of the situation and he didn't do the only thing that he should have done. It was supposed to be a last resort, and he didn't even talk to anybody. He hid in his basement and went, it's been a few days. This is my last. They're not going away. This is the last resort. No, that's the legacy. So I'd be very, very cautious and very, 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 very scared about Trudeau's next moves, because he is going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel trying to establish anything good for himself to go out on.